This video is for AQA AS Business Studies Unit 6 and it's looking at workforce plan. So a workforce plan is in line with the human resource management objectives, which obviously should be in line with the corporate objective of the firm. Now what the workforce plan does, it plans out the HR, the functional area, to make sure that they are on track for achieving this human resource objective and therefore on track to achieve or contribute towards the corporate objective. So it's the details of how the business will implement its HR management policies. It will provide managers with a framework for making staffing decisions based on an organisation's corporate objective, their strategic plan, budgetary resources and a set of desired workforce skills. So this diagram gives you a really good insight as to what a workforce plan is. So first of all, what they'll have to do is they'll have to think about their current workforce, what skills their current workforce, what they have, and what potentially they will need. So they'll carry out a skills audit, and that'll give them a good understanding of the skill level of the current workforce. Once they've done the skills audit, then they'll be in a better position to understand what skills they may be lacking for whatever the strategy might be. So for example, if they're thinking about perhaps introducing new technology, or maybe they're going to actually offer a brand new product which might need a new operational process, they'll need to address to see if they've got those skills, and if not, where can they actually get those skills from. Now, there'll be lots of factors that could impact this. So, for example, I've mentioned some internal factors, trade union action, sales forecasts, corporate objectives, of course, because that's what it's all based on. Their current labour turnover. Maybe if there's been an internal promotion, therefore that position is now void and needs obviously recruiting for. There could be external factors. There may be new competitors have come into the market, or current competitors have headhunted some of your key assets. Maybe there's new technology that you want to adopt and bring into the operational process, as mentioned before. Maybe at the moment unemployment levels are falling, and therefore there is maybe less supply of labour. Maybe wage rates have changed again, and perhaps you're working with lower skilled labour and the minimum wage has increased. So there's a lot of factors that could impact the decisions that HR will have to make. But what they'll do is they'll draw up a workforce plan, and this workforce plan will consider the whole point of this HR objective. So it could be in terms of maybe the corporate objective relates to survival, and one of the key HR objectives is to cut labour costs. Therefore, redundancies might have to take place. So the workforce plan will plan out the redundancies and consider what skills are absolutely crucial and cannot be afforded to let go, and what skills could possibly be sacrificed. They'll look at maybe what members of the labour force have diverse skills and therefore more flexible. Maybe the corporate objective is to expand overseas or just to expand in general, and therefore recruitment is the key objective for the human resource management team. Perhaps again, if we're thinking about new production processes, training could be absolutely crucial. So how it's set out is the corporate objective will set the HR needs. And as we've mentioned before, the HR objectives should be in line with the corporate objectives. They'll analyse the existing workforce, they'll assess future needs, usually related to the demand for labour. They'll identify gaps in the workforce, giving them a gap analysis, and then they will obviously put it into action. So the components that are involved often are skills audits. That's usually the first task. Internal data analysis, such as what are the current employee numbers, what do they have to be perhaps. Staff details, such as which employees are maybe close to retirement, and therefore that could give us an idea of what skill level might actually go missing. External data analysis, so the level of unemployment at the moment, because that could impact recruitment, the current wage level and so on. And then they'll look at market research on sales forecasts, because if there's derived demand, and what I mean by that is the demand for labour due to the demand for the good or service, then again recruitment might be the key HR objective. The workforce plan, as I've put here, the recruitment requirements. So if recruitment is the key target, then they'll have to create job descriptions and person specifications. Now, the difference between the job description and person specification is the job description describes the roles and the responsibilities of the employee that's needed. Person specification specifies the skills and the qualities that will be needed to carry out that role. If it's training and development, then they might have to carry out programs. So the acquisition of new technical skills to meet future business needs and the development of employee potential. If it's retraining and redeployment, then skills may have become redundant due to technological change. So therefore, they may need to become more mobile and retrain them in different areas. If it's redundancy, so again, how are they going to carry out that process? Are they going to ask for voluntary redundancy first? If not, then they might have to plan it out more so. Now, depending on what the workforce plan relates to, there can be some issues in implementing it. First, you need to consider how it's going to impact the employer and the employee relations. If, for example, it's redundancy, then again that could demotivate staff. It could reduce that job security. So again, how are they going to try and maintain those employer-employee relations during a time of redundancy? Again, there might be cost factors, so you might have to look at the HR budget to see if it's possible to implement, such as how expensive is training going to be, how much is the redundancy payments going to be. For long-term gains, such as possible cost reductions, improve retention and absenteeism rates. In terms of corporate image and culture, the way potential employees, customers and investors view the business will be influenced by, again, the workforce plan. That's especially the case when it comes to maybe improving employer-employee relations, avoiding industrial action.